Hey, you that just clicked on this channel, video, welcome to my channel. I am Prissy Solo, and this is the episode of Ooh Girl, That Ain't Your Friend. This is episode 2. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if it's your first time here, I hope it's not your last. So, let's get right on into the video. Sometimes I leave you guys messages in the description box. In last episode, I left a message in the description box, and I asked y'all to watch the story time about how I lost my virginity. Well, the reason why I asked y'all to watch that is because this character made her debut in that story time, and this is where curtains close on that hoe. So this is episode 2, and basically let's get right on into it. So picking up from episode 1, usually my stories won't pick up in this series. However, I did just leave that school my freshman year. That was in episode 1, where I knew everybody and I had all these friends coming from junior high school, and I ended up moving, and we moved a lot as a child. I went to many different schools, but just a few times. I think I had 3 high schools in high school. Wait, I just said that. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I went to 3 different high schools in a short period of time. I did, anyway, let's just get to it, because I'm about to tell y'all some unnecessary stuff. But girl, you don't know my life. I'm trying to give y'all a little inkling into entertaining story times, but child. Anyways, so when I went to this new school, I was all alone. Let me move my notes right here so I can stop like turning my head. So when I went to this new school, I was all alone. I had to start from scratch. I literally knew nobody. And it was just like, hard. It's always hard as a child. I was a freshman to just like, start over. You know what I mean? You don't like change. You're not open or receptive to change. And yeah, you just want to stick to what you know. And so when I went to this new school, it was very different too. It was giving very much sedity, giving very much prep, giving very much, uppity. And on my first day, I literally felt like Lindsay Lohan on Mean Girls when she ate her sandwich inside the bathroom stall. Like, seriously, y'all. I just used to be by myself. I didn't know anybody. I had people that would come, at schools where there's not that many black folks. The black people, when they get a new person, they come and they want to speak and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. But I've always been very introverted, so I was a lot more social as a child, but even then I wasn't always too very like open and receptive to like meeting people off the rip, but I did end up making friends and had a little group. It was Kardashian, Nene, who's gonna call the other girls, Cynthia and Portia. So they're not really all relevant to the story. This mainly is about Kardashian. But nonetheless, I just want y'all to know, I did gather a little crew. I did have some little everyday buds that I had hung out with after school for the short little bit of time that I was there. So, me and Kardashian was the closest. I don't know if I really want to dig too much into Kardashian's past because I felt like I detailed it very well in that other story time. But I will say, just in short, that Kardashian had a reputation that superseded her. She was very wild. She was a wild child, and she was the complete opposite of me. Honestly, she was a bad influence on me, if I'm being 110% honest. But at the same time, she was fun for me, and I'm not a judgy person. I'm the type of person that I just don't judge people based off of decisions that they choose to make, whether it is with their bodies and just in general. I'm just open-minded. So I felt like even though she had a reputation about herself, it didn't have nothing to do with me, and it didn't have nothing to do with our friendship. We would hang out outside of school, and I saw her every day at school, and we would eat lunch together, walk to our classes. We had a couple classes together. So yeah, she was cool. So anyways, she had this cousin named Lita. Lita was probably a few years older than us. She was a high school dropout. She had a baby. I remember her baby being just a few months old, and her parents would be gone at work, and she would have access to their car, and Lita would come and pick us up from school. Me and Kardashian dished on a regular basis. with Lita, and we literally didn't do nothing. Like, just Lita was bored, so we just went and we'll get something to eat and like go back to the house for a little bit. Like, it was really pointless, but at the time, that's what I was doing. Like I said, bad influence on me. But anyways, I made the decision. I did it, so it is what it is. So we would hang out, and I didn't have a phone, like a cell phone. When did I get a cell phone? I bought my first cell phone for myself in junior high school, but I didn't have it like consistently. I don't know what happened and stuff with that. But like, I was responsible for having my own phones if I ever was to have one. So if I didn't have one, because I couldn't afford one, and my parents wasn't buying me one, and so I didn't say that girl name. I wonder if I can like start over. Ooh, can I cut her name out? I'm gonna cut her name out. So Kardashian end up having like all the electronics and stuff. So I would just used to borrow a lot. My mom hated it, and I understand now as an adult why so much my mom hated it, because for one, I did not have a messed up situation in terms of like, I was blessed. We were blessed. I definitely had everything I needed coming up. I just wanted more, and it wasn't like to my expectations of what I wanted, and people around me had it something what I wanted. I would ask to borrow it, and it drove my mom insane. At one time I had asked to borrow Kardashian's sister camera. Her sister let me use her camera, and I broke it. My stepfather went and bought a brand new camera and replaced this girl's camera, and that was not his first time replacing stuff for me from borrowing other people's stuff. So yes, definitely could not stand the fact that I would borrow stuff, but I did not have a cell phone, and I just would borrow her phone at school. I had a house phone. I would use my house phone and stuff, but like at school, text messaging was just kind of like new. And so like, I would ask if I could use her phone, because I had a boyfriend, a playboy friend this is freshman year. So this really was not a boyfriend, but I had a playboy friend named Zach, and Zach lived in LA, and we met online. And so, I would just ask to use her phone sometimes. Anyways, so Zach, I pulled strings to like be able to like, we did meet before. I had to pull strings to make that happen, but other than that, like, it was a long distance thing, and it was just really just, I think it was like MySpace days back then. Yeah, definitely MySpace when I linked up with him, and he was like a year or two older than me. It was cool. So I grew up with like a big family, so I probably wasn't really talking to Zach on the phone like that at home, because like, everybody be at home. It wasn't really no privacy. I don't want him in my business. I don't recall if we talked on the house phone, because I don't know if like we had long distance or not. But anyways, one day, let's just get to the meats and potatoes, okay? So one day, I asked Kardashian if I can use her phone to text Zach. I was like in like science class or whatever like that. I kept her phone on period. We talked, gave it back to her during passing period, went on about my business. Okay. So the next day, I'm linking up with my crew. We hanging out and stuff, as we always do. We had majority of us, all of us actually had PE together. Like, that was, PE was off the chain, because sometimes, like, you would participate, and sometimes you can get away with not participating. You kind of like, it was like 4 different classes out there in PE. So like, you kind of just like, or you just walked and talked with your friends. So I asked, when we left out the locker room from getting dressed, I asked Kardashian if I could use her phone to hit up Zach, and she let me. And so I used her phone, and I'm like, didn't hit him up yet. I don't know what I was doing, but I would end up going through her phone. And when I went through her phone, I end up seeing a picture of Zach's peen. Yes, his penis. Oh, let me tell y'all something. So this picture of his penis was not for me. Okay, I didn't ask for it. I don't know how it got there. it was not for me. Because even though I was on the hotline, shout out to Sierra, okay, I was hotlining it. That was the jam back then. I'm actually gonna play that when I get off here. But I was not on my Doja Cat cyber sex at this time. Like, I was definitely not having cyber sex. So sending pictures and stuff, we did not. So I was like confused. I was shocked. I was angry. I just did not understand like what the heck is going on. So I called Zach, and so I don't know if I mentioned this, but when I got the phone after we left out the locker room, I ended up like beelining it somewhere else away from the crew. They went on to go do their thing, and I had just like kind of like, you know, like hit a corner to be able to talk to him on the phone. So when I called him, I confronted him about it, and he basically gonna try to blame everything on Kardashian. Like, oh, he had called for me or had texted something about for me, and then she started flirting with him and started talking about having sex with him, and asked him to send a picture. So he did, and I'm just like, you're still an idiot. You sent the picture. You obliged to send in the. How you gonna blame that on this girl, regardless if she baited you and she asked you first, and if you was calling for me, the minute she found out I was not around, you should have hung up the phone, sir. Look what you done missed out on, you dummy. You're an idiot. So, anyways, you done blew it. You know, you probably wouldn't have made it for the long run, no how, but look at you now. So anyways, I didn't know what to do after that. Like, I got off the phone with him, and I just didn't, like, y'all gotta keep in mind, we're still in class. I still have her phone. I have her phone, and I still have to like go back to the locker room with her. Like I'm supposed to give her back her phone. Like, it was mad. Like, I did not know what to do. Like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I was trying to digest what was taking place, like what was going on, like what's the deal. Like, she was a friend of mine. She slept with my man. But it's like they didn't sleep together. I mean, that I know of. I wouldn't vouch for it, but you know, it was a mess. So I didn't know what to do. I was conflicted, and I do want to say, from this point on in the story, I'm not proud of the actions that I decided to go through with, but we're going to keep it real on this channel. So let me just proceed with telling y'all. I just want to get that disclaimer out here that I don't necessarily condone this, but I'm telling y'all my life experiences and what done went down, and I'm just going to tell y'all how I remember it. So when it was time for class and stuff to be over, I beelined it into the dressing room. I went to what's her name in the story? I went to Cynthia, and I told Cynthia, look, because Cynthia was my second right hand, aside from Kardashian, out the whole crew. So I'm just like, girl, oh, that's why you were asking me what that noise was. Hold on, y'all. It's fireworks. Yes, it's fireworks. Okay. Okay, I thought he was going to have a meltdown. He'd been asking me that all day, and I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about me, and then he told me earlier to be quiet and to stop it. And I was just like, what? I was so confused because I was doing my makeup. But now I understand it's the fireworks that's frightening my baby. So anyways, I told her, and I'm just like, what the heck do I do? Like, this is so weird. I just, you know what I mean? I'm so angry. So at this point, the more I was able to digest it, the anger was setting in. I was angry. And so I'm avoiding her, and I have her phone. So I beeline it. No. I go now to, what's her name in the story? To Nene. Me and Nene had the next class together. So I tell Nene, because Kardashian is kind of at this point kind of like, what's going on? Because I did not like try to give her phone and stuff. I'm like trying to like avoid her because I'm going to our friends, but I'm pulling them to this. Like, I'm not talking or being direct to her, and I'm just like, I'm telling them what's going on. I'm like, you know what? I'm really about to boo-bop this bitch. I am. I'm like, you know what? She's a hoe. She done played with the wrong one. This is disrespectful. It's distasteful. It's tacky. It was so tacky, Zach. It was distasteful. And I was just like, you know what? I'm a boo-bop her. She's about to get it because this is not cool. This is not cool. So I don't recall how I end up going about giving Kardashian her phone. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that was in the wrong because I don't remember it. So I'm pretty sure I pushed it out of my memory because I did something I was not supposed to do. I think I either I either threw her phone or at her, because we had like this meeting spot that would go to for me to give her the phone before I went to the class, because our classes were not that far apart from each other. So we would normally like walk to our classes and then like, give her the phone from there. So I don't recall that, or if I don't recall if I told her like basically on some. But either way, I got up on my bully, and I'm not a bully. But when I say I got up on my bully, I'm not a bully. So when I say that, I mean like I got aggressive. I was the aggressor, and I do recall being the aggressor. So I don't know if I was just like, if I hit her in the head with her phone first. I don't recall if I threw it. I don't recall if I told her, you know what I mean, like, come get it and boo bopped her and gave her. I don't recall. I just know I was wrong about how I went about it. Nene was trying to calm the situation down. I asked her, I said, did you ask Zach to send you that photo? And she said, yeah. And I'm just like, you are foul. Why would you do that? Like, why would you even do something like that to me? Like, I thought we really fuck with each other. Like, we were really friends. Like, why would you do that? And she was very nonchalant, and I did not like that at all. If you ever want to piss somebody off when they're angry, be cool as a fan. Be cool as a cucumber. Because that set me off. And that is when I had to boo bop that bitch. I gave her a 2-piece and a biscuit. I did. But I had to stop. Because for one, Nene kept getting in the way. She was interfering. She was trying to break it up. She was the mutual party in the situation. I understand her place in the situation, but honestly, I could have boo bopped her ass too, because don't fucking touch me and don't hold me back and stuff, because then you're picking a side, and I don't like that. And if I was not thinking clearly, she would have got hit too, but I knew what she was trying to do. She was just trying to diffuse the situation. I stopped voluntarily hitting Kardashian once she hit the floor after the boo bop. I think she got the boo bop first. She got a little 2-piece, and then I gave her the biscuit once she hit the ground, like, and pulled her back up, like, because I don't like that whole acting helpless. Don't act helpless. Don't act like you just a deer in the headlights. I don't like that. So I was not about to continue to fight this girl, but I do remember picking her up off her damn ass, because I felt like, like, you ain't worth it. But I just want you to know what I'm capable of doing to you, because you don't do stuff like this to people. You don't backstab your friends in the back like this. And then just expect me just to be okay with it because of who you are. Like, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no. So anyways, we ended up having to go walk into the office because, of course, a teacher or someone saw it, so we had to go. And honestly, at this point, I was actually calm, because I walked voluntarily. They didn't have to like drag me. I didn't have to. Okay, give me a second. They didn't have to. Y'all actually give me a second. He ain't gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait. Okay, y'all, I'm back. But mommy do these calls. So anyways, real mommies on deck. We always keep some food already ready to go. Like, especially because I knew I was doing this video, so I had already had him ready, okay? I just had to cut and do a little peeling. I got a little wet, but it's okay because the story's almost over. So, they didn't have to like, sometimes children, and especially in like high school and junior high school, are very dramatic. Like, when you breaking up a fight, it's just like they don't let it go. They yelling stuff and cussing and stuff, and teachers got to try to spread them apart. You can't have them in the same room afterwards, because they try to get to each other. They just showing out. I wasn't doing none of that. I walked up to the office. She was, child, let me hurry up because mommy do these calls. I swear, y'all just don't understand what I go through on a daily basis. So I just calmly went, and so because I guess we were so calm, they allowed us to be in the same room together to ask us what's going on, what happened, because usually they don't do that. So basically I was like, do you want to tell them? Do you want to tell them what you did? Go ahead, tell them what you did, because at this point, even though I was calm, I was very vocalizing how I felt. I was very vocal in how I felt. Like, she's a hoe. She can't be trusted. She backstabbed me. Do you want to tell him what you did? Go ahead, tell him. Tell him what you, because the principal was a man. Tell him what you did. Tell him what you sent my boyfriend.
I did my boyfriend.
Yeah, not your boyfriend, but tell him what you did, huh? So I was just like that, and then long story short, I started having direct conversations with her, and I'm just like, you are wrong. Like, you are so wrong. Why would you do that? And she basically was just like, again, very calm. I don't want to say she wasn't remorseful. To me, I don't feel like she was remorseful enough. I felt like she was very nonchalant. That's the word. She was very nonchalant. It was very matter of fact with her. She did not have an explanation for what she did. She did say she was wrong, and I did tell her, you're a fake ass bitch and I don't want to be your friend anymore. And she did say she was sorry, and then when she said she was sorry, I said, you know what, I just don't know how we can go about from this point. Like, I don't know where we go from here. I don't trust you. And so we ended up having to get picked up and went home. And I think she called me, and I just kind of reiterated, like, like, this is weird. Like, I'm not ready to be in that space with you. And shortly after, luckily, I ended up moving. I say luckily now. At the time, I was very mad, but they had made it a school that I ended up later on graduating from, and I got sent away. We didn't move, actually, so I take that back. We didn't move. I moved. What happened? I moved, and no. So they made a new school, and if you lived on like certain sides of a track, literally came down to a track, you had to go to this brand new school that they made because they needed students to go to this new school. And I was selected, and I didn't have to deal with her anymore. And I did not see her anymore until many moons later. We were like friends on social media, so she saw that when I was pregnant with my firstborn, I had a makeshift baby shower. And when I say makeshift, I had already had an original baby shower, and then I had a friend that did not make it to that baby shower, so she decided to throw me a makeshift baby shower. And the reason why it was makeshift is because she was young, so it didn't have like no food, hardly anybody came, like whatever, but she was just trying. It was the gesture that counts. So if you see this, I love you, thank you. But it was, it did kind of like pretty much suck. And so she asked me if she could pull up, and I told her that was fine, and she pulled up, and she gave me like some money for my baby, and literally did not stay, just gave me a hug and just like, here, this is for you. I still think of you. You remind me of Keisha Cole still, because we used to have this thing in high school where people called me Little Keisha Cole. And so she was just like, that. And to be honest with you, I honestly did full-heartedly at that moment accept her. But just in life, sometimes people are not around for the long run. They are just around for the season, and she was definitely one of those people. And that's the end of Ooh Girl, That Ain't Your Friend. And that's how I had to find out that Kardashian was not a friend of mine. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like this video, share it with your friends. Let them know that, hey girl, our bond is tight. We would never go out like this. All right, thank y'all. Mwah.